Black Power. Lafayette to everybody that tuned in. Black Power. This is Tahir RBG. Repat Nation is the situation. Just want to do that intro at the beginning of this. I'm still getting it together. We're gotta send out this link to the family. Send this link out. Give me a quick second. All right. Copy. All right. You know how it is. Trying to make sure the whole fam gets in on this. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go to the Akomalu Fest. I hope y'all coming out to this festival, man. It's going to be an excellent thing. Something that I know for a fact most of y'all, including traditionalists, have probably never seen before. I know we don't like to, I know we always like to know everything, but you know, sometimes we just don't know everything. Let me see. Cool. Okay. All right, and we got it up? Yes, we do. Okay, links are up. Let's see here. One more link. You know how we got to do it. Got to make sure our family is in the house. Gonna wait for a couple more folks. I haven't checked the chat line yet. Feel free to holler at me. Any questions? We're here to talk about sacrifice in African tradition. Sacrifice, sacrificing, sacrifices, all of that in African tradition. That's what we're here to talk about. And let's see here. Let's put this link up. All right. Man, that thing is going out. Okay. Boom and boom. Let me make sure I'm good. Am I in there? No. Okay. Excellent, family. Sacrifice in the African tradition. Oh, and I gotta invite my dude. You know, what is it all about? What is sacrifice all about in African tradition? Okay, that's what we're here to talk about. And we're gonna wait for the family to chime in. I see us coming in though. Y'all coming in. I see y'all. Come on in. Let me get the chat up so I can see what any questions. Okay, cool. Okay, okay, here we go. Boom, boom. When we talk about sacrifice in Ifa, we call it cool. In Ifa, we call it Eba. All right. And I'm just here to let you know, we're going to get into types of sacrifice, but all sacrifice or Eba, contrary to popular belief, it's not all blood. Okay. We're going to get into that, though. We're going to break it down. And I have one of my brothers, one of my teachers, my comrades and brothers in the priesthood and Egbe. He's going to call in. He'll be in here in a second. Hopefully he can figure it out. But we're just going to go back and forth, talk about it a little bit, and then we'll get to some questions. And before I begin there, though, while I'm waiting on him to get it together and waiting on everybody to chime in, and get on there and ask your questions in the group chat. If you have any questions or comments, just put them up here so I can see them. I want to first say, again, my name is Tahir RBG. Repat Nation is the situation. Shout out to all RBGs and African liberators worldwide. Shout out to y'all. I hear my thing going off here. Okay, I'm going to have to turn something off because everybody's trying to. Okay. Sorry, I can't listen to everybody. Everybody's hitting me. Okay. So first shout out to Repat Nation, all RBGs, African liberators worldwide. Got a couple things I want to say real quick while I wait on the thing to populate. I see it's getting quite populated. But let's see here. First of all, big shout out to Temple of Laisha Ray. Okay. The reason why we're even going into this right here is because we have a couple of festivals coming up. First of all, Temple of Laisha Ray is a Yoruba temple in Gainesville, Florida that came through Oyotunji village in South Carolina. All right. Definitely big respects to Oyotunji and big respects, of course, to Temple of Laisha Ray. We have the Obatala Fest coming up April 14th through the 16th. Okay. My brother Odun Ogunlano, who is a priest now of Obatala for, I think this is his 23rd year joint or 22nd year. One of them. He's been there for a long time. I just tell you that. Shout out to him and his family. That'll be April 14th through the 16th. You want more information on that, you can email Odun, O-D-U-N, Ogunlano. Odun Ogunlano at, I believe it's yahoo.com or it's gmail.com. Email both of them and you'll be covered. All right. So, and you can get on Facebook, go to Obatala Fest. I believe that's what it is. Or you could just search that, Odun Ogunlano and Obatala Festival, April 14th through 16th on Facebook. And I think they have a FB page and you can find out more information. That's coming up this weekend. We're going to be turning all the way up. Hope I see y'all there. Next thing at the land, we have the Akomalu Fest. Akomalu Festival is what we're talking about right now. One of the largest African ancestral veneration festivals in the United States. All right. Okay, you want to get on here?
Yeah.
Okay, but now we doing this live, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you say you want to say hi? Say hi. All right, now you can say, okay, now you can go ahead now. All right, close the door. All right. No, you always got to make time for the youth. Okay, so boom. Akomalu Fest, May 5th through the 7th. For more information, you can email Akomalu Festival. akomalufestival@gmail.com. In fact, I'll put that in here. akomalufestival@gmail.com for the Akomalu Fest, and that's May 5th. Fest 2017. Akomalu Fest at gmail.com. Okay, that's in the chat, so you can go and just email that, get the whole packet, find out what we're doing. It's one of the largest ones. We're gonna be camping out. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go into that a little bit more as things go on. But close the door. All right, might even have to lock that door. But all right. So here we go. May 5th through the 7th, Akomalu Fest. Gainesville, Florida, Temple of Laisha E. Ray. Email akomalufest@gmail.com for more information, how you can participate. It's free general admission. There's a big ritual that we're going to get into tonight that's going to happen there, that if you want part of it, there is a fee for that. I tell you, you'll never forget this experience. I've met people that has been in the tradition for years, 30, 40 years, and they never seen what we do at Akomalu in all their years. Okay? Because we live in the tradition, we bringing it back. All of us are, but little by little, we know we ramp up, it elevates. All right, so let's see here. After that, RBG Family Weekend. We're just going down the line. RBG Family Weekend, Fort Worth, Texas. Hold on. Okay, boom, got it. RBG Family Weekend, Fort Worth, Texas. That'll be August 19th through the 21st. All right. August 19th through the 21st. If you haven't been there, all African liberators, all of us, if you care about African people, this is something that you want to check. This is another situation that, you know, maybe some of our elders back in the, you know, the 60s and they may have seen us get together big like this, but it hasn't been seen. And I've been around, I've seen a lot. First time at RBG Family Weekend, I was blown away. We talking about almost 1,000 people on that Black Power at one time. You haven't, you know, I don't know if you know what that looked like. Red, black, and green everywhere, all on the same page, having fun. Mothers and children and men being respected as Africans. No Oyinbo, no crackers in sight. You know what I mean? So that's going to be a good one for y'all to check out. Again, you want more information, they got an FB page, Facebook page, RBG Family Weekend 2017. You put that in, search it, it'll come up, find out, get involved. You know, they got a award show, RBG award show that goes along with it. All types of things. Check it out. All right. August 19th through the 21st. Another one that's going on, I just got text, so this is gonna be dope. Hold on, I don't know if my brother trying to get in, gotta hit me up. Okay, my folks, Henitsu family, right? Shout out to Henitsu family, my brother, one of my teachers, my comrade, Ankh Benu. All right, High Priest of Henitsu. Go to henitsu.com. I'll put that in there as well. HENENSU. HENENSU.com. Okay. And okay. Go to henitsu.com. Find out more about the Ku Kim Kemet tour. All right, that's right. Repatriation is a situation. I thought I told you. We checking out the whole thing. We got the Ghana tours coming up as well, but the Kemet tour is here. He's a priest. Sometimes we feel like we can't access Kemetic tradition because, you know, we just kind of going on the whim, so some people say. Well, just like we'll get into with Akomalu Fest, I dare you, I implore you to investigate the Kemetic tradition through the Henisu family. And I already know what's going to happen. You're going to have experiences. You're going to find out that this tradition, Kemetic tradition, is alive and well. African traditions, y'all, we deal with forces of nature, ancestral veneration, divination. These are some of the things that are all they all exist in all African traditions. Forces of nature, because nature is here. We got air, you know, all of this. Forces of water, fire, earth, wind, you know, all those things, and more forces and elements. Elements, African ancestral veneration, and divination. So these things exist. If you have these things and you know how to get with them and use them and interact with them, and then it's your lifestyle. There you go. That's an African tradition, and we have many of them. So Kemet had one and still has one. It's a Kemetic tradition. So my brother is up on that. August 3rd through the 16th is the Kemet tour, the Cool Kim Kemet tour. Registration must be completed by July 3rd. Hit them up. Henitsu@gmail.com. I'm going to put that in there as well. Henitsu@gmail.com. Henitsu@gmail.com. All right. So did I spell it right? No, my thing is messing up. Hold on, let me put it in there right, because we about to get started. Henitsu@gmail.com. Okay, that's in. Okay, it's there. And that's going to be August 3rd through the 16th. It's a dope joint. Like, you know, I'm sure that if you've been to Kemet before, this tour, you will not only learn, but you'll experience. And that's the thing with African traditions. You know, it's not just about books that are outside of you. Of course, reading and those kind of things, that's, you know, that's important. However, this is important. You know, engaging your lifestyle, how you wake up in the morning, what you do before you drink water. You about to eat somebody's food, what you do? You about to go to bed, what do you do? You know, rites of passages, all these things. This is a lifestyle, a tradition. And that being with a traditionalist, an African traditionalist on a trip to Kemet, that might be a little different. In fact, not might, it will be different. So if that's what you're trying to do and go to Kemet, I suggest you go with my brother. And then last but not least, and we're going to get into the meat of the situation, we got the Black Power Awards coming up November 10th through the 12th. All right. All those that saw the Black Power Awards last year, I won an award. Thank you. You know, and I just want to give a shout out to the Black Power Awards. You know, they're doing excellent things. The lineup this year is going to be explosive. I'm not going to let it out right now. I'm going to wait until I'm able to talk about it. But trust me, the thing has leveled up. There's levels to this thing, and it went up. All right. Go to blackpowerawards.com. Blackpowerawards.com. Go there. I'm going to put that in here too. Awards.com. I'm not a really fast typer, y'all. I come from the write it down era. But blackpowerawards.com for BPA's 2017. You can go there to what do you call that? Make your nominations. There are like, I think like 18 or 21 categories for nominating people, and it don't have to be somebody that, oh, I seen, you know, a big name, but it could be the person that you know that's in your community that's doing the work that's exceptional in whatever category it is. Or you see somebody out there that you like, yo, they need to have an award. That's what you got to do. One nomination is all it takes for them to be in the running for an award. You don't have to build a big campaign, you know, getting 1,000 people to email and say it should be this person, because they'll, from what I understand, they'll only see one email and they'll say, boom, there we go, and they're in. And duplicates is just like, we already got their name in there. We don't, you know what I mean? So make the nominations, buy your tickets. Okay, I remember last year when they were stressing, buy your tickets, right? And before you get your outfit, buy your tickets. And jokers got their outfit and went to buy their tickets, and it was sold out. That was a hard time. And you know, I seen it. Where my water at? I had a water up in here. Oh, there. Okay. So that is blackpowerAwards.com, Black Power Awards 2017. Go there. Now, let's get to the story of the hour. Okay, we're not going to be on here all night like sometimes, unless y'all questions say we need to be there all night. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. I see what's happening. Let me see here. All right. I don't want to keep checking it on y'all, but I got to keep checking it. I got my feed over here. All right. Shout out to, I'm going to give a quick shout outs and then we're going to get started. Shout out to, of course, my brother Aunt Benu. Shout out to my brother, okay, my brother Knowledge Born. Yo, everybody, and you know, it's going to be a couple more because it's still populating, so I still want to populate. Everybody, when you get a chance, after this video, after this live stream, because we're going to drop this knowledge and then you have a little time, go to Do the Knowledge Radio. My brother runs an online Black Power African Liberation Internet empire. Do the Knowledge Radio empire is what I like to call it. You know, he's large. He got like 30 something shows, all different variations. He got the brothers covered, sisters covered, folks that's confused. He got you covered. And when I say covered, that means he's trying to unconfuse you, not give you more confusion. Okay, so that's what we do at Do the Knowledge Radio. I co-sign it. Large and in charge. Shout out to my brother Knowledge Born. Let me see here. Shout out to my wife, T Mott. She holding me down. The Kentucky. Right. Whenever you see me, you see my wife, you see my children. You see me acting up, just come and tell me you're not representing your fam. All right. And I won't be acting up. Y'all know I don't be. My act up days, I used to act up real bad. They over now. You know. Let me see here. Okay. Okay. And boom. All right. I think we good now. Family, let's get it started. Sacrifice. What is the sacrifice? Oh man, what? Okay. African traditional sacrifice. We're going to talk a little bit about what is sacrifice, why is it important, and then a couple of the different types of sacrifice. We'll get into that. All right. So first of all, every action, something had to happen to make it happen. Okay. Cause and effect. All right. The reason how I'm doing my hands right now, there's lactic acid. There's all types of stuff popping that make my hands go like this. I had to sacrifice the muscle strength to do this. This is not much. It is a sacrifice, but not a lot. You know what I mean? Relatively, sacrifice is relative. Okay, when we talking about dealing with our traditions, right? We talk about dealing with natural forces. That's what African traditions are based on. That's what African lifestyle is based on. Tradition and lifestyle is synonymous. Okay, it's synonymous. So when we're in our correct African mind, when we're in it, you know, and it's a process. If you've been colonized like I have, I grew up in the United States of America. All right. I remember when I was in the sixth grade, I didn't even want to be an African. I had a teacher, shout out to Miss Trueblood, and all the folks who went to FAMU High and had Miss Trueblood in the sixth grade when I had her. All right. She was trying to put us up on game. She was like, "You all are Africans." She said it. And the whole class was like, "No, we not. We are not Africans." And I was just like, "Oh, for sure, I'm not." You know. Now, the year before, in the fifth grade, I had the summer going into the fifth grade, I had a real bad bike accident. Scraped my whole face up, arms. I scraped myself up bad. And what happened was I keloid. So I had big keloids. I still got them a little bit on my shoulders, but they didn't come on my face. Thank you. Okay, but they definitely came on my knees or everywhere I got scraped up at when I had this biking accident. By the sixth grade, they healed up, keloid, everything. I had on a tank top that day. Miss Trueblood called me to the front of the class and said, "You're okay, Africans, you know, we keloid." She was trying to show the tribal marks on the slideshow or whatever. And so, you know, we was going off, we laughing, we doing the African booty scratch stuff, we going in. Sixth grade. She called me to the front of the class. I was like, no, she's not trying to call me an African in front of everybody. After we said, we laughing and everything, now I'm supposed to be one. So I was almost in tears trying to tell her, no, I'm not an African. You know what I mean? It was, now I look back on it, it was one of the saddest times. I know she was just like, dang, I'm trying to give these little dudes, these little children something. We weren't hearing it. You know what I mean? But anyway, though, natural forces is what we deal with. You know, that's our lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. So we have a relationship with the air. We have a relationship with the water. We have a relationship with fire, relationship with the earth, relationship with many different elements, the elements, iron, you know, all types of elements. We have relationship with them. Okay. And that's what separates us from other people. Our relationship is peculiar. It's different. And our ancestors laid out how we engage these elements and natural forces to get what we're looking for. You understand? I don't know where my brother's at. I'm trying to hold up for him, but you know, Olaolu, if you out there, trying to hold up for you, bro. We're supposed to do it together. But anyway. Okay, yeah. So that's our relationship with natural forces. It goes deeper. It goes deeper. How deep? Got to get with one of these traditions. You know, see which one fits for you. You can get a reading. Now, what I was talking about, divination, readings. Divination is another thing that's in African tradition. We don't have to bump our head and, you know, trial and error like that with everything. In fact, you don't have to with anything. If you just want to read on everything, you'll be moving kind of slow, in my opinion. But you could, because we can do it like that. So reading, doing divination is a way that you can find out what tradition is for you. Where did your bloodline come through? You know, we all got different bloodlines. We all come from different parts, okay, and different traditions. You know, just the nuances harmonize a little bit different with others than others. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. How can you find out? Through divination. Okay. I've seen E5 divinations given, and they find out, oh, your people are from Benin. Voodoo will work for you. Your people are from, you know, Ghana. So Akan, oh, you're Akan people. Your Akan tradition may work for you. Oh, you coming out of, you know, Kemetic tradition. Kemet may work for you. Or, and it's many traditions, very small nuances, but these things, the divination, natural forces, and then ancestral veneration. And I wanted to end with that one because that's what we're going to go into right now. Ancestral veneration. We all are our ancestors' return. I know people say, man, well, what? Why you say that? Well, it's science. And I'm going to get into a little bit of it. When my brother comes in, he'll get into a little bit more of it. In our blood, scientists, and that's who we are, can take DNA out of your blood and make your family members again. Can make a version of your grandma, can make a version of your mother, can make a version of your father, can make a version of everybody that came before you. Can see maybe what, if you link with this one and that one, what will your offspring look like? But all of that information is in those helixes in your bloodstream. That's all there. When you see cloning, oh, they cloning. Guess who was the first one to do that kind of work? Africans. We do that. All right. We are that. We're that scientists that sometimes colonization makes you be leery and afraid of. Oh man, they cloning people. They doing this. They doing that. Don't you know they just got an inkling of the science that came from you? That came from you as an African. That's where they got that from. Let me see what's going on in here. Okay, so that's where they got that from. So ancestral veneration is powerful. Why? Because that energy don't dissipate, it don't go away. It's still here. So you can link, and the science of this, again, you'll have to get into your tradition to really get into the science of ancestral veneration. Okay. Reason why I say it like that is because this isn't just something that you're going to debate. There is no debate to this. All right. This ain't the debating. This not the debating scene. This right here is the separation between being African and liberation and not. Okay. We've seen revolutions and wars and different situations that we were successful in, and our African traditions were at the helm of it. All right, when we did things in order. All right, so when we're talking about our African liberation and being in order, yes, African ancestral veneration is definitely part of the game. Okay, there's a way to do it, and just get in touch. Get in touch. We have get in touch with the Ile or any type of African traditional temple that you feel comfortable with. I suggest get a reading. Get a reading first. Find out where your people come from. Find out what tradition works for you. Then go. then go into that tradition. Okay, but there is a protocol for ancestral veneration in every African tradition that you're dealing with, and you'll be a step closer to accessing that power. All right, and this is power, what we're talking about. That's why I kind of don't want to go all the way, well, this is how you do it. You know, I've definitely given you setups for shrines, and we'll get into that, you know, a little bit later. But, you know, boom, there we go. So now let's get to the part about sacrifice. The biggest sacrifice that you can make as an African traditionalist is sacrifice of yourself, your own hard work, your own will, saying, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and making that happen. That's the biggest one. Now, here's the problem with saying, and that's all I need, because I know a lot of people say, I don't need all that. All I got to do is I just got to have my will. Well, here's the problem. Well, here's the challenge, I should say. We're in America, or at least I am. And for Africans in America, and I like to say worldwide because imperialism is real, colonization has us out of our African mind. Okay? So if you're out your African mind, whose will are you imposing? You're imposing a colonizer's will. You can't achieve African liberation or even African success with a European mind frame or through a European paradigm. Okay? So Think and Grow Rich? No, that don't work for the African. Rich Dad, Poor Dad? No, that don't work for the African. Yes, they've taken little things out of our stuff because they're students. Yo, we're the seniors of the planet. Everybody got to take something from us. Everybody has to. But is that how you as an African, is that your mode of being the most successful as you can be? No. In fact, successful Africans, and I'm going to say this, successful Africans that have done it with that have been, quote unquote, successful through European framework, you're just a great coper. That's a coping mechanism that you've mastered, and you're getting through with the cope, but you know that it don't feel just natural. Okay? That's the problem with saying, I don't need none of this. I got it. I just into it. I got it. Yeah, you intuited, huh? You're not living the lifestyle of an African that our ancestors have laid down, but it's coming through to you like that. Come on, man. Come on now. We're here to challenge that. Okay, we're here to challenge that because we got work to do, and we have no time to keep bumping our head. All right, you're not going to be able to be a successful now. If you don't care to be a successful African, and you're not an African, all of this, fine, because I'm not here to tell you otherwise. No, do what you do. But if you want to make it where it's in line with your destiny, your success is in line with your destiny, then that's what we're talking about here. Okay, so sacrifice, but when we talk about what sacrifices we're going to make to get things done, you know, we can look at it on an easy level of, I'm trying to lose, I'm trying to lose 30 pounds, you know, what sacrifice are you going to make? Okay, are you going to run, you know, whatever, 5 miles a day, or, you know, whatever it is, you're going to work out, you're going to do these things. You got quick fixes. Okay, well, I'm just going to pop this pill, you know, and then, oh, boom, the fat is gone. But you haven't changed yourself, so the fat come back, probably even double. You know what I mean? So that I say that to say you have to do it by protocol. The highest one is when you say, okay, boom, and I'm doing it like this now. All right. But there's a way to get to that level so where you can say that. And there's different things you can. Okay. We're here to talk about Ifa and sacrifice as that goes. And it pretty much goes across the board, but I'm not going to say it like that because there are other traditions that I don't know the ins and outs of that some do, and they may be different. But with sacrifice, you have readings and you'll get what you call a prescription. You're trying to get something done. Let's keep the weight loss thing there. And you have European technology, African technology. European technology may say, you know, XYZ, you know, the regular things. Take this pill, you know, run these miles, this third, bam, all of this stuff. African technology says, well, let's read on it first. Let's read about you even losing 30 pounds. Do you really need to lose 30 pounds? Maybe that's not for you. Maybe losing the 30 ain't for you. Maybe you're going to get on, maybe that's not in your destiny. You get on that thing of losing them 30 pounds and mess around and, you know, you just doing what you think and you run across the street, get hit by the bus and you was 1 pound before, but it said, the readings clearly said, yo, you know, it's not in your destiny, you know, nah, you're supposed to be big or whatever. You know what I mean? And not saying that, but it could be. That can happen out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that being unhealthy is in anybody's destiny, but I'm just saying readings are important. Divination is important before we make sacrifices. Okay? Find out, is it for you? I'm in, you know, I'm a MC, African liberation MC. Before I release anything, even a song, even an album, a video, I get a reading on it. Should I release it? What is this going to do? You know, one time I was getting, I came to find out what kind of sacrifice I need to make. I'm about to have an album release party tour for Hymns of the Whirlwind. About to do album release party tour. Came to my Baba. Baba, I want to get this reading. I'm trying to find out about this tour. Baba felt it and was like, you know what? Something is saying before we read on that, let's read on your life. Read on it, found out that, man, all the women in my family were in jeopardy with their health. He said, warn everybody to go check themselves out. So I asked him, what kind of prescription do I have? He said, there is no prescription for this. You have to just let them know and then be ready for what happens. And so, and it was a long reading. The reading was like two hours. We was sitting there, you know, he's going through it. Then I said, well, what about my album release party? That was like 10 minutes. He said, oh yeah, it's going to be good. You know, you'll get what you're trying to get out of that. The money's coming. Don't worry about it. Check this out. So that's why I say readings before I'm going to do the sacrifice. Get a reading first. Find out, is it for you? To even sacrifice, find out about the situation that you're talking about sacrificing for. Now, on that note, let's get into the sacrifice. So say we're good. We're good. Yes, we can lose the 30 pounds, right? So we get the reading. Boom, it says, all right, you got the European technology been done. We done took the pill, we done ran. You know what I'm saying? That's their thing, is that. African protocol is what we're talking about. After you've gotten the reading, most of the times readings are going to tell you what natural forces you either are in tune or out of tune with and how to get back in tune with them. Okay, so say, I don't know, you want to lose 30 pounds, you're feeling away, sounds like, a Oshun thing. Boom, it's how I look. I'm not feeling it. I've got to lose this weight, and Babaluaye, dealing with the health. So close the, okay, thank you so much. Children always looking out for us, man. Omo day, they always look out. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So, health, beauty, those are the two things that maybe, I'm just saying this is a hypothetical situation for the reader. So you find out. Now, a prescription may say, most people think with African tradition, oh, well, we about to go kill some roosters right now. How many of this or that we got to kill? Like, sometimes it might just be go down to the river and do XYZ for Oshun. Or, go out in the woods, XYZ for Ogun, for Babaluaye. Or, boom, you trying to hit your target. Go get this XYZ, do something for Chosi. Now those XYZs, that's the prescription part. And that's where the sacrifice comes in. Sacrifice ain't always blood. We're going to get into that blood part though, but I want to preface it before that. It ain't always blood. Sometimes it may be just get in touch with these certain elements. Go out there and say these words and give this element, that element, and that element to this water, to this river, to this tree, whatever. And then that was your elbow. Now, what do you have to do? Live the sacrifice. Now, after you've done that, and it'll talk about what you need to get doing. A great priest that gives you a great reading will be able to give you great prescription. Now it might say, now it's time to run. Might even tell you how long you got to run. Might tell you, okay, wait, no, you don't got to run. Do this, and then you're about to find love or something like that. I'm just, throwing it out there. Then all of a sudden you done a personal trainer has seen you and said, I love him or I love her. You know what I'm saying? I want to be with him. And they about to train you. Or, you might be about to go to Africa or the Kukimit tour and sweat it out. 2 weeks, you're going to lose 30 pounds. You know what I mean? With our tradition with sacrifice and readings, you got to submit yourself to the process. When you submit yourself to the process, that's when you find out. Let me see here. That's when you find out what it is that you got going on, what you have to do to satisfy the prescription and get your stuff done. That's African technology, y'all. You got European technology and other technology, non-African. I ain't going to even keep it to Europeans. Non-African technology, African technology. And trust me, all technology is based off African technology. But if you're African, African technology works for you. If you're not an African, you're out of place, just like Africans doing European stuff is out of place. Okay? That's why all the traditionalists I know, yeah, we say, man, how is something other than African going to be involved in African technology? How you going to, you know what I'm saying? How you going to be an African and you not and benefit off African technology and you're not African, or even run it? How you gonna dictate how it should happen? You know what I mean? These are things. But okay, so now we've gotten through that part of sacrifice. Let's get to the blood, because I know that's why y'all here. Before we get there, I want to make one more call. I'm going to call my brother Olalu, man, see what's going on. It's been a whole hour and I ain't seen my brother. Let me see here. Let me see here. Y'all just bear with me. About to get into it. Just want to make sure this brother's on point here, because I want to give y'all the best information from all sides. Let me see here. You. Yes, sir, man. Waiting on you. I'm live. People in, trying to see what's good. You don't know how to do it. Okay, let me see here. Okay, what you gonna do is, you see it, right? Okay, go ahead. Okay, I think my brother's gonna come on. We's, you know, as African traditionalists and using African technology, sometimes with this other stuff, we're not the best at it. However, it comes from us. We know how to run it. I know my brother will be coming in a second, but let's get to the blood. Like I say, blood sacrifice, and when we talk about that and we're dealing with it, we have to have the most reverence. We have to be the most reverent with living things. All right, animals, all of it. We have to be reverent with it. Okay, we have to approach it like that. I've seen a lot of people approach animal sacrifice and just blood sacrifice, and just on some, hey man, let's just get this whatever we gonna sacrifice and just do it. And we know we're not reverent to this living thing. We're not recognizing that it's giving a sacrifice as well. It has laid its neck on the line for your initiative. Let me see, is that him coming in? I don't know. Okay. We see those kind of things, and that's not how we do it. Like I say, we're the seniors of the planet. As far as, we're the seniors of the planet. We have to act as such. So through the divination, that's why we do all the checks. We make sure, okay, is this what we're supposed to do? Now, if it said, you in there, my G? Alafia, can you hear me? I see you, but I don't. I see your name right there, but I don't hear you. Okay. Well, I'll wait on my brother to get it together. All you got to do is unmute. I guess get in the area where you wouldn't have too much background noise, and you can kick in. I don't know if you want people to see you or not. You just have to hit the little icon of the camera at the top, and it'll bring you in. But so yeah, and Olalu, just text me if you're having a problem. If you're having a problem, text me, and I'll keep trying to help you out, help you figure it out. I know you got a whole bunch of tech savvy people right around you. I know they can help you out with that. But I got you too. So boom. We have to have reverence when we're approaching that. So when we approach, okay, boom. Let me know if you need me to send this out to you again. I'm gonna send them another one. Okay, boom. You in there? Yo, can you hear me? Yo, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I want everybody.
I had you on. I had it. It was still connected to Bluetooth.
Okay, there we go. My brother Olaolu on the line. Um, just bring you up to speed, D. First of all, Olaolu is a priest from Temple of Lachey Ray that we were just talking about earlier. Um, well, about to lie priest, brother,
Yes, Obatala and
and
the
Egungun.
yeah, Gungu, the chief priest of Gungu here at
All right,
Leshire.
that's Alagba. So here it is. We talked about the events coming up. We talked about tradition, African tradition. We had talked about the natural forces, divination, ancestral worship, and veneration. And then we got into we talked a while about that. And if you got anything else to add to it, that'd be great. And now the part we're on now is sacrifice. And we kind of talked about the different sacrifice, meaning that sacrifice don't just mean blood. Everybody thinks that that's what it means all the time, but it's not that, you know. But we've gotten through that, and now we're to the part about the blood, and we want to get into, demystifying it, the things that people may think that are off base. Want to get that stuff to get clear some things up. And then but right now, as you came in, I was talking about how we approach it in a reverent manner. It's never we just killing up something. Like, no, we approach life as precious. So there's ways that we open up that give the reverence, that put it in the right environment of what we're about to do. Once we've done the readings, once we've deemed it okay, this is in line, this is in destiny, this is necessary, then the things that we do. And not talking about going into it verbatim, but just saying, yeah, we got to be reverent with it. You want to speak about the reverence about it before we get into the other things?
Yeah, it's all right. The thing about, can you still see me?
I can kind of hear you. You sound really low.
Right.
The mic is on the inside.
How about now?
Yeah, you perfect now.
All right. So
What's up, Bubba? How you doing, man?
the reverence, the purpose, the reason we do the opening prayer and these things is because when you do the work, you want it to be. Hello? Am I
Yeah,
still
we
there?
here. Yep.
When you do the work, for one, basically what you're doing with the opening prayer is you're paying respects to what came before you and what made it all possible. So you always start by giving respect or reverence to Omi, water, which is the purest natural force of life that we can use to pay respects, and then we give respect to Olodumare, or some may refer to as God, or just the creator of all, or not just the creator of all, but all. You
Oh,
know, I believe that we live in the body of Olodumare, and we all encompass the body of Olodumare. Um, and so we pay homage to that. We pay homage to the Orisha, the Irumole, which are the natural forces that make up the universe, that make up the different parts of our bodies and the different aspects of life. And we pay homage next to our ancestors that came before us, our personal ancestors that made it possible for us to be alive, and our priestly ancestors that taught us the culture and that taught us the traditions. Next, we pay homage to our fellow man and our fellow woman, chiefs, kings, queens, God, Babalosha, godmothers, godfathers, and just the fellow man, the fellow woman, the children, and the elder. So basically, with the prayer, you paying homage to all life pretty much around you, everything around you, the existence of all. And the purpose of this is to channel the proper energy. Because when you go to do a sacrifice or you go to do a prayer, you want to channel that specific energy that you that you're attempting to.
Indeed.
And so you want to have a strict line, paying homage and calling on all these people to make sure that the proper energy is channeled. You don't want to miss any steps, and you don't want to overlook anything. And to add on with the sacrifice, yeah, like Tahir was saying, blood sacrifice is kind of like the last resort. We generally try to sacrifice other things, time, making an offering, pounding some yam for batala, coming, different little things that you just sacrifice is more about time and energy than money and blood.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So there are some things, that we do use blood sacrifices for, but generally, if you get a reading and you have to make sacrifice, the priest is going to go up a line of things before he reaches blood or she reaches blood. That's going to be like the last resort, when nothing else, when apples can't be accepted, when palm oil and gin, or fresh water can't be accepted, or it needs more than that. So then you go up the line until you reach blood. The What else I was gonna say about that? And then when you think about sacrificing, just think about it in relationship to life. If you want money, you got to sacrifice time. You got to sacrifice your mind, your energy, and work either for yourself or somebody else to get money. If you want anything, if you want children, you have to make sacrifices. If you want a husband, you want to have a wife, anything in life, you have to make sacrifices. So there's no life if you don't make no sacrifice.
That's right.
So either way you look at it, life is always going to be sacrifices.
Indeed. Indeed.
Mhm.
Now, one of the questions I asked this question right here that I had come up, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more about the sacrifice and blood and elements and that type of thing. But someone asked me, well, asked us, what is what does sacrifice have to do? What is it? Metaphysically, what is sacrifice, and what are the implications in a metaphysical situation? You mean, meaning like something that's
Yeah.
happening in the other realm that
Yeah. All right. So, okay, that's a good question. That's a very, very good question, because it's one that I've been talking to a lot of people about lately. We first want to take off the connotation of like a Greek or Roman ideology of we do these things to please the gods.
Right.
That's not what we're doing. We're not doing anything to please any gods, because there are billions of people in the world, and even more goats and chickens than that. I think that you really pleasing a god of such magnitude with one chicken.
That's right.
So the sacrifice is not to please the gods. On a metaphysical plane, the sacrifice is simply to manifest the energy in your favor. Simple as that. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. And it's a frequency that it's working on, just like cellular frequency or radio frequency that we can't see physically, but we know it's very live and we know it's there.
Indeed.
Just like we talking on this phone right now. We don't know what frequency is carrying this, but it's working.
Right.
So it's there. It's real. Just because you can't see it or touch it don't mean it ain't real. You see? So on a metaphysical plane, that's all we're doing. We are doing certain rituals, certain things that we've been taught that works, that's been working through centuries and millenniums, same sciences basically, to tap into a force that we want to manifest to work in our favor, for whatever the case may be at the time.
Indeed.
So on a metaphysical turn, that's what sacrifice is for.
Word. Okay. That's excellent.
So never let anybody tell you that you got to please the God.
That's right.
You don't. That's right. Now, see what they are trying to say is they're trying to say there's an imbalance of this energy in your life. So you have to make this sacrifice to recreate the balance back in your favor. That's what they're trying to say.
Right. And that's when we were talking a little earlier, before we got to the blood part, we were saying as far as sacrifice, I was using the example of somebody having to lose 30 pounds. They want to lose 30 pounds. And so I talked about it as technology. You have non-African technology and you got African technology. And in our technology, there's a protocol of things that you have to find out. Like, is it even for you to lose these 30 pounds?
Yeah.
Like, the reading in using our technology, you have to go through finding out, which is reading. Hey, it might not be for you to lose these 30. Your destiny may be to keep them 30, and it's because you're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you're going to need those 30 pounds. Or you might, you're supposed to lose the 30 pounds, but not by running and lifting weights. You're supposed to, find love, and you're out of tune with Oshun or your health. You may need to lose them because of your health. So a Babaluaye thing may be happening, or we're finding out the natural force that you're out of tune with, and you have to get back in tune with. And now, what's the prescription to get back in tune? And it may be add these elements at the river, or go to the woods, XYZ. Then after that, okay, you supposed to run. All right, yeah, you're gonna work out, but not before you do this. And so you got your papers, you got what you got to do. You go out, you do it, and you're successful, and you're in line with your destiny of losing these 30 pounds. It's not haphazard. It ain't like you lost it too soon and now you're going through drama. You lost the 30 pounds. You're looking like a supermodel. But now your marriage is in jeopardy because now all these people coming at you. And, I'm just throwing an example. But now you're having problems. Where because you did it out of order, when you do it out of order, then you can't really find out that, the reason really was marriage is crazy. Y'all both need to go and holler at Oshun, do whatever you're supposed to do, and guess what? Them 30 pounds gonna melt off. Or you're gonna meet this person that's a personal trainer, and just your lifestyle gonna run it. But because we didn't do it in order, then we bump our head, and that's not our tech. That's not our technology. So that's how we kind of broke it down earlier. But if you can, man, and I want to do what you want to do. The chemical scientific part, the scientific part of elements, because when we say chemistry, we know that the root word of chemistry is chem, which is chemic. We're the masters of elements in our traditions, being able to be at one with the elements and mix certain things to get certain results. And when we talk about blood is an element, can we build on that a little bit as far as that? You still with us, Olalu? Well, I'll build one of the little. I don't know if can you hear us? Okay, well, I'm gonna build on it a little bit. You heard us?
Nah, I missed it a little bit. I'm back though.
Okay, boom. I was saying blood sacrifice. As far as the blood itself and elements, different elements not just the blood, but from all the different condiments and different things. And I kind of didn't name them because I wanted to, I'm trying, can't say it all. But however, the different elements, it's like chemistry, and different
Yeah.
elements together, they produce a certain environment and a certain result, a certain air to work within. You know what I mean? And looking at blood as the iron content, and all the things that make that blood, the elements that make it up,
Mm-hmm.
mixed with certain elements, mixed with certain motions and certain words, and then your own energy that you're putting, because that's why we say we open up a certain way. All of these things are opening up different air, different environment to create a result. You know what I mean? That's why when we have shrines, it's almost like a laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lab. It's an air. When you go to a lab in the European sense, it's a way tucked off, dust free zone, all kind of stuff. They got it where, okay, we're going to create such and such in here, and we couldn't do it outside, or something might cause you to do it outside. So,
Yeah.
like why certain shrines shouldn't be in your home, as opposed to certain ones need to be inside. You know, so I wanted to build about that as far as blood being an element, being in science. Can we talk about that?
Well, I mean, you hit a lot of you hit some good points. Blood also represents. See, one thing that doing here is you want to bring life to whatever we do.
That's right.
So we always use implements of, you know, we use water that sustains. We use food,
Mm.
food that we eat that give us life. We offer it to our Risha. This is what I eat. This is what I like. This is what I give you. And then there are also certain foods that we give to Orisha that we know is sacred to them. We use the herbs, a lot of herbs, and because the herbs represent another form of life, plant life,
Right.
and then the blood of the plants is what we use when we make our omeros, or like our special baths, or whatever you want to call it. But omero, very important thing. The more you get into the culture, you know what I'm talking about. But without omero, the water of plant life, the water of earth, what comes out of earth. And so when we use the blood is the last form of life, animal life.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so we use the water, back again to the water being the base of everything. We use the water that flows through the body to keep the animal. So we take all of these things that represent life to bring life to whatever the ritual is that we're doing, along with the proper incantations, along with the proper, like he said, gestures and things that we've been taught to do. And you could deal with a million different people when it comes to culture, different cultures, and everybody would do things a little slightly different, their own way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to say what's wrong or what's right. The main thing about it is to, when you find uh, a procedure that works and that's effective, then that's what you stick with, and that's what you use. But this is a culture that you can't get out of a book,
That's right.
because there's a million people writing books about it, and 999,000 of them ain't in the culture, and ain't
Oh,
never lived the culture, ain't never experienced the culture or anything of that nature.
say it one more time. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
What
I
happened?
just had our in-house engineer teach
Oh, that
me
was.
said
Just had our
that
in-house
I need
engineer.
to mute myself
I need
while
to
you
mute
talking.
myself while you talk.
I think y'all can
Say
hear.
again.
I think y'all can hear.
No, no, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead,
no, go
G.
ahead. Go ahead, G.
Yeah. So the culture is a hands-on thing, and if you really want to get into this culture, the best I suggest, I won't tell you not to read, but you really need to get somebody who you can study with and study under, doing it and doing it culturally. We still connected?
We still here? Yeah,
We still
yeah. I
here?
just
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just have myself on mute.
I just have my cell phone mute.
Okay. Yeah, doing it religion because we got to take off the religious connotation. It's not a religion. It's not a way of praising and pleasing God.
Yo, you breaking up, Olalu. You breaking up, G.
Way of understanding and manifesting the energies that may be
Yo, you
considered
breaking
godly.
up.
Yo, can you hear us?
Yo, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Okay,
Yeah, you
there you
good.
go. Yeah, you good.
I don't know what's going on with my service. I live in the country, so bear with me.
All to the goody.
All to the good.
Yeah. So yeah, I ain't gonna get on no rant or no tangent, but that's what I was saying.
So let's get into
So let's
Akumalu Fest
let's
because
get into
we
the
kind of
Fed. We
cleared
kind
up
of
some
cleared up
stuff
some stuff.
where everybody sees that all right, the poor bull and all of that, and oh, what they doing. Well, we've explained to you what's happening. Okay, now it's a question of your colonization. Where how deep does that colonization rabbit hole go with you? We've explained it to you. Now, if we can build about this, Olalu, I want to let's talk about the festival, and then the ritual that most people are they're looking forward to is the Bull Elba, and how that works. Why is that why is it such a powerful thing? Why is it that this is the fourth year we doing it? Every year is growing. People are getting things, and how does that process, not going into the process, because but how does that work? You know what I mean? And not talking about the process, naming it verbatim, but how it works. You dig what I'm saying? Uh-oh. I don't know if I got you. You still in there?
Yeah, I'm right here. You see me?
Okay, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it works simply, man. It's a simple science. It's not as complicated or as complex as when people try to make it. Yoruba culture is a simple scientific culture. It's not an intellectual religion. It's not a thing for all the intellects to sit and talk about and say what makes sense and what don't make sense. It's not that.
It's
Okay,
not a
so
it's not a
It's not a
debate team.
debate.
no, it's not a debate station.
Okay.
It's not the latest politics or, did Jesus die on a cross or did he cross the river? Whatever the case may be, it's a simple science that the purpose of the Eba is to uplift and elevate all of the ancestors of Black African Americans who have suffered slavery, middle passage, and all the things that we've been through in this country that causes us to be in our current state, that helps to cause us mentally, socially, economically, and all the above. All the torment that we've gone through over all the years. We have a lot of ancestors that have never been elevated. Their names were never called again. They died horribly. They lived horribly, and they were just left to be forgotten about. Those spirit, that energy never dies. It don't die. It becomes vagabond, vagrant energy that torments the world, that torments whatever it comes encounter with. So we do these balls. We are way behind times. We should have been doing this years ago, but it's no time like the present. We do this because we are sending the energy of elevation and upliftment to all of these ancestors so that in return they can send the energies of elevation and upliftment back to us. We want to let them know you're not forgotten. The pain you suffered is not forgotten. The struggle you went through is not forgotten. There are some of us that still remember and that still are going to do whatever we can to uplift your spirit, to uplift your energy, to take you to the next plane. And so it's simple. You give energy. Energy begets energy. You send out a certain energy for a certain purpose, and the energy is answered. It transfers back to serve you for the same purpose you sent it out.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Let me ask you this question right here. What if you can get into it, just for those that they feeling like, oh, even though they going, they going to Popeyes, they going to all these places, they eating all of these different animals that have been, not even, I won't even call it sacrifice, been slaughtered. Okay, they eating like that, but they feeling a way when they see what African traditionalists do when it comes to having to do elbad that involves blood. What happens to the animal spirit or whatever, so if you could build on that so they can be at ease.
If you look at what we're doing as inhumane, savage, or any of the above, look at it like this. We sacrifice one single bull a year when we live in a world where millions of bulls are treated horribly. They live a horrible life. They don't eat right. They don't have proper adequate space to live. And on top of that, they slaughter millions of bulls every year to feed you if you eat beef, to supply McDonald's, to supply Checkers, to supply your local grocery stores. And none of those bulls are prayed for. None of their spirits are sang for. None of them are involved in a ritual where people are praying and hoping that their spirit makes it to the next plane so that whatever we're doing this for, the message can be delivered, everything can be accepted, and we can reap the benefit of the sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? You can't compare us. You can't say what we're doing is inhumane and savage when you live in a country that slaughters, that raises animals, fill them with hormones. Every bull that we get is farm raised. They graze. They don't eat corn because corn is not in a bull's diet. Horrible food for a cow to eat. They eat grass. We make sure we get a good quality product that we're gonna sacrifice because in turn we're gonna eat it. We're gonna eat it. We're gonna use the skin for different things like that. And use the organs and different things for juju and different other things. So it's very little of that bull that goes to waste. People take the bones and use it for juju. We keep the heads. People take the bones and put them on their shrine. So that bull's life, his spirit, his blood, nor his body goes to waste in no shape, form, or fashion.
And that's an excellent point that you make, man, as far as when we talk about when we didn't even really talk about it, we just tapped on it. What is happening to animals when they go to slaughter? Like, at Africans, we have the highest reverence for life. So when you have the highest reverence for, oh man, hold on, my bad, G. When you have the highest reverence for life, like we do, Everything is used and is useful, not misused, not abused,
Yeah.
but used. And like I heard somebody say, I think Doom told me that one of his elders told him, if you can't be used, you're useless.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and nothing in nature is useless for Africans. Everything could be used. And it's just about when, how, what's the right time, is it necessary? You know,
Exactly.
those things. So yeah, man, that's real talk. Um, if we could talk a little bit about an Akomalu fest, and everybody out there in the chat room, if you have any questions, this is the time to ask. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of some questions for y'all. But I see we got quite a few people, got some traditionalists that are in the house. So they just checking in just to see what we, making sure we keep it right. Are we keeping it right? Let us know if we keeping it right. You know, but let's talk about the Akomalu Fest and what to expect.
What to expect
Yes,
at
sir.
the Akomalu Fest?
Yeah,
You can expect a lot of a good social event, a good networking event. You can expect vendors. You could just expect people together, African people coming together to have a good time, to make sacrifice, to enjoy themselves. You can expect if you're there Saturday morning, you can bear witness to the sacrifice, help with the butchering of the carcass, help with the barbecuing and the cooking, preparing different ways, so we all could communally just eat and share in the sacrifice. Also, you can expect to have a beautiful parade of egungun, which are our ancestral masquerade, agan. Um, on Saturday evening, we will have a gungun parade where about 4 or 5 egungun will come out. They will dance. They will bless the children and with drum, sing, have a good time. Saturday evening after the egungun, we will just probably have some live entertainment, some DJ music, and just party it out the night away. You can expect camping, bonfires, and all the like, drumming all night, and whatever you can handle. On Sunday will be more of a relaxed day because a lot of people will have to be getting back on the road and going home. So we're gonna do a few workshops on Sunday, maybe some egungun or ancestral songs, uh, maybe a little dancing, some drumming, and maybe just a brief discussion if anybody has any further questions about ancestral worship, the importance of it, and why we do the things we do. You know, so you can expect just a good weekend of entertainment and just good camaraderie, brotherly and sisterly love. Good fresh
Indeed, Jay.
bull.
Indeed. And you know, I want to share a story, and maybe you can share one too. Two stories I want to share. First, in doing the elbow and participated in the ritual, and this is a high ceremonious ritual. People, this is high ceremony. You know, in doing it, something that hit me from the first year, man. That it's stuck in my head. It's engraved in my head like anything that you first see. It's engraved in my head. When a bull, y'all, is easy to look on YouTube or Google a bull and look at it online. But being in the presence of a 1,200 to 1,500 pound bull, and we're about to do what we do with our hands. We're not about to shoot them. We're not about to, from long range hit them with a bow and arrow. It's brothers. I haven't seen sisters get in. I understand that. I don't suggest it. I don't know if we can do it or not, but I don't suggest it. But when the brothers got together We went through the ritual that we have to go through to do it. And everybody's looking. And we actually get the bull down. It's something about that moment when that bull gets down, because it ain't gonna be easy. The bull ain't nothing but testosterone. It's your energy drink times 1,000. You know, like that's where they get the energy from. They get it from his testicles. So when we finally get them down, and you look across and you see the community, your family, whoever you came out there with, and you see their reaction on their face when they are up, because everybody gonna cheer. They gonna be like, oh! And if your children are there, brothers, particularly, if your children and your wife, or, you know, your loved one, because some people got more than one wife. If you're there and you put them down, and when they see you do that, trust me, you are now invincible. If you already haven't been invincible in your children's eyes, all of a sudden you're the one. Superman. Ain't nothing. Man, I just seen my Baba pull down a boom. That's something I saw in my children's eyes when they first saw that. You know, they were all over. You know what I mean? Afterwards, they were just like, wow, you know, looking like my dad did that. That's something that I got from the fact that it sticks with me. And then my wife wasn't able to be there at the first one, but the second one that she saw, I could see it. Like, wow, he did it. You know what I mean? And it's priceless. We, as Africans in America, we don't get a lot of those, especially as black men. We don't get a lot of those chances to see, you know, the sincerity of, wow, you're super. We don't see that a lot. And that's something that I took away from the first one, man, that sticks with me. And every year I see it happen with different brothers who it's their first time getting into it. And the loved ones they brought out, I can see them looking at them the same way. You know what I mean? And that's a family empowerment that's priceless.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
That's it. And then just the unity that it takes to get the bull and hold it down. You know? Because like you said, you got 12 to 1,500 pounds, you trying to take his life. You know, he ain't gonna lay down for that.
Right.
So you know, it can be a battle sometimes.
Yeah.
But when we all work together, you know, and that's what it's there to show us too. When we work together, there's nothing too big that we can't conquer.
Indeed. Shout out to my brother Sundiata up in the spot.
Sundiata. What's going on, Baba?
Yes, sir. So another thing I wanted to add, everybody come out to have fun.
Yes.
All right. Fun. I'm going to be having a ball. I don't use this, but if you're in your European paradigm coming to the land, don't judge my African paradigm. I'm gonna be part. I'm gonna be having fun. We're gonna have tent city set up. If you camp out and you like to pitch your tent, we about that life. Please bring your tent with you. You know, set up. Let's have it. We're gonna have the big bonfire going on. Okay, Olalu, I gotta boom. Let me see here. Is this thing gonna work? Okay, yeah. We're gonna have the big bonfire going on, y'all. Going in, you know, everything. I know the food gonna be out there. It's gonna be to the wee hours. We're gonna have the entertainment cracking. You know, some of y'all, I know there's some MCs out there that's coming. You know, every year I always ask the MCs, all the MCs know, I always ask the MCs, let me hear it, let's get into it. I'm going to be ready to get into it. The singers, you know, we're going to be drumming. All of this is going to be going down. and it's all part of the elevation of our ancestors. You know, African tradition ain't always, we're so serious, and you gotta do this and do that, and like, no, it's a lifestyle, it's living, it's laughing involved, it's all of that. We having fun, and also we venerate our ancestors. Ancestors are part of our family. That's like, your mom passed, and so now you done with your mama. You ain't done with your mama. You ain't done with your grandma. You never done with them. You understand? So they're part of our family, and we partying with them. Okay, we partying with them and having fun. Whatever they drink, bring that drink that they drink. Toast up, because we about to elevate. So Olalu, but before I forget this, because I kind of forgot to talk about this. Let's talk about how they get involved into the ritual, as far as what they, if you want to, because it's free to come on the land, it's free to be there, but if you want to be a part of the elevation with the bull, there is a fee for that. It's $100. But what does that entail? And I want to, want you to break some of that down, and we can cover it all together. Uh-oh. Let me see here. You still there, G? Okay, well, I'm gonna get into it, and then my brother will come back. Basically, the $100, it has to, first of all, it's $100. It's going to, you can pay it through PayPal at Akomalu Fest, Akomalu Fest, AKOMALUFEST. Okay, akomalufest@gmail.com. This $100 will go to you getting your ancestral names within the ritual, the elevation part, when we're doing the bull. Your ancestors' names will be called within the ritual. It'll also, you'll be able to get some of your ancestral items. So I'm talking about like shrine items, ancestral shrine items consecrated with the bull's blood. Kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit when my brother come back. I don't know what happened, but yeah, you'll be able to get items consecrated. Now, for those traditionalists out there, Orisha or deity items are not, this is not involved in this. This is an ancestral situation. So if you have something like, oh, I want to get some blood for my Oshun pot or XYZ, you couldn't do that. That's not what this is for. This is for ancestral, and then items that you want consecrated with this ritual in mind. This is an elevation ritual. So say you got some, you got a bracelet that, boom, this is what my ancestors, this is what I deal with, or whatever, my ancestors. You got ancestral items that go on your shrine, you can get them consecrated. Another thing that can be added to this is your intentions. So that's why I implore all organizations. If you're an organization and you say, hey, we're trying to do XYZ this year. And when I say year, I mean from May 5th around to the next May 5th. If you're trying to get that cracking, you bring your intentions to this. Write them down. Write them down, put them in the mix, and we'll show you how to put them in the mix when you're in the ritual. But all of these things, then also to be able to be qualified to enter the auction. We're going to be auctioning off juju from the bull. Okay, more African technology. It's a lot of things that you can do with, bull testicles, a bone from the bull, liver, heart, whatever it is, the ashe of the bull. We're making juju on some of it's on the spot, some of it'll be, we'll make it, and then in some 2 weeks, whatever it calls for, it'll be sent to you. But there will be auctioning that off, okay? Because it's only one bull. He only got two balls. Hundreds of people talking about, yo, you already know, the situation. So we'll be auctioning that off, and the $100 will place you in the runnings to be at that auction. You can't just come to the thing and be like, okay, but I'm part of the auction. Nah, you're gonna have to, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. So that's what the $100 will cover. See, my brother dropped out. It's all good. The $100 will cover that. It'll also the $100 goes to the Temple of Elisha Ire, as well as the Egungun Society, the Egungun Egbe of Temple of Elisha Ire, helping us to put on the Akomalu Fest, helping us to take care of the grounds, the temple. This is how we do our things. This is how we do our service, how we keep the service going, rather. So that's what it'll be for. And man, I guess my brother, he dropped off. Hopefully come back. Or in fact, maybe I have to invite him back. Let me see if I can invite him back right quick, because if he has anything else to add to that. And then, like I say, if y'all got any questions, this is the time to ask them. Let me see. You're back all over the place, beloved. Uh-oh. My bad. I keep doing that. Live in here, boy. Okay. So let me send this to the brother. Get him back. This one of my first times doing this too. I've been all day trying to make sure I know how to do this so I can be seamless for y'all. Next time I do it, I'm gonna try to be seamless again. But all to the goody. So if there aren't any questions, I'm looking here. Any questions? None in the chat. I think we covered it pretty good. But again, oh, you in there, Gigi?
Yeah, from that.
Okay, all to the good. So yeah, I was talking about what they would have to bring. Well, not what they have to bring, what they'll get.
You say what now?
Oh, okay. What they'll get for the $100 as far as being part of the actual elevation part with the bull. What does $100 cover? I told them about the and I guess if you can talk about how this works, if we can talk about how it works. So I said, your ancestral names, meaning your mother's maiden name, father's last name, those being added to the within the ritual. Then bringing items for consecration with the blood, with the bull blood. I mentioned that, yeah, it's not for Orisha or deity items. It's ancestral and items that could go on your shrine. You might have a ring that you say, okay, boom, I want to be popping with my ancestors when I got my ring or my bracelet XYZ. And then intentions for elevation, as far as, like, are you trying to, different organizations trying to get things done for the community. Hey, you trying to meet that right man in your life, meet that right woman in your life, get in touch with your ancestors, something that's your intention, your initiative, bringing that to the ritual. And if we could talk a little bit about how that works when we say we bring in our ancestors' names, how does that work And then I'm gonna give one more story about an outcome that happened from the bull from doing the ritual. But if you can go into that as far as the names and the items, the consecration, how that works, and then I told him about the auction, the juju auction. So if you can elaborate. You still there, G? Uh-oh. We lost you? Oh, lost him again. But I know he heard me, so I'm going to invite him again. Oh, you there?
Yeah, I'm back again.
Okay. So you heard what I said?
Yeah, what do people get if the for the donation?
Right. Well, really, how does it work as far as the names? When you say you add the ancestor names, mother, maiden name, father's name to the ritual, items being consecrated with the blood, ancestral items, and then like how do people say you just putting blood on my stuff? Well, what does it mean? Why, what is that? How does that work? And how does putting the names work? You know what I mean? Just so they can understand, that this is, you don't have to break the whole technology down, but what should they expect from doing that? What is the result?
Well, the results differ on the person basically because nothing is set in stone. It
Right.
all depends on what your intentions are, what you're praying for, what you're asking for. Um, but when you get the some of the blood spilled in your shrine, what that does is, like we said, we use these different objects to bring life. So it will be more than just blood. We will have also, like I said, the marrow made, so you would get that on the items and everything. So these things are to bring life to these implements of your shrine. And usually when we do that sacrifice or that ritual, we use chickens, but you would be bringing life to these things with the blood of the bull, and it's kind of like you're bringing your ancestor into more of a community of ancestors as well, as opposed to just getting your ancestors fed. You bringing them, when this sacrifice, you're bringing them into a community of ancestors that we're trying to get all on the same page to all work together for all of us, um, for the same purposes, and just the upliftment and the betterment of us as African people in America. In addition, the money goes to purchasing the bull, because as we know, the bull is going to cost us probably anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the size. So the money goes to helping purchase the bull, and in return you get these things done for your ancestor shrine. One of the good benefits about getting your own personal family name called is because now we're actually calling by name ancestors, the people you come from. Like I said, the bar is for our general ancestry of Africans in America. However, when your names are personally called, that's in my opinion, that's just the added boost, because now they hear you. Our general ancestry of Africans in America. However, yeah. So that's the benefit of that. You know what I mean? And really, the country, when can you hear me better? Okay, what I was saying is one of the biggest things, in my opinion, a couple of the things that keep us excelling as Africans in America is a lack of identity. Uh, we don't know who we really are. We are more than people from Georgia, people from Mississippi. We have history that dates back before slavery. We're not all from Egypt. We're not all from Nigeria. So we need to find out It's a good idea to find that out. Know who you were. Know who your ancestors were. Know what they did. It can help you to understand a lot about yourself. And you can ask Ty here and anybody else who has taken those steps to do that. It helps you to understand a lot about yourself. Helps to put a lot into perspective, you know. And then it gives you a sense of identity. When people say where you from, you can say, "Oh, I'm from Nigeria," "Oh, I'm from Kenya," as opposed to "I'm from Georgia." You know, because when you ask the white guy where he from, he know he from Scotland. He know they from Europe. You know, and then the second thing is the thing we lack that we want to do this ancestral work to help with is our lack of unity. You know, we Africans and Americans, we don't trust each other. We don't believe each other. You know, we don't really depend on each other. So if we could build unity, that's one of the things that we always pray for in these sacrifices. We pray for unity in the family. We pray for strong families and strong households. And we pray for unity and strength in our communities, you know. And so through this, it brings us together and it allows us to do more as a people. And if we bring our ancestors together, then it's almost inevitable that we'll come together. Like one of my good brothers said, uh, he said, "You know what? I realized," he put a Facebook post. He said, "I realized that it makes no sense to fight my brother because then I got to try to make my ancestors fight his ancestors, and that's not gonna happen." See, so we got to understand that our petty differences on Earth is much bigger and a lot more, you know, that we could be doing, you know. So that's what I think, you know, a lot of the benefits of what we're doing is just for us, you know, because a lot of people say, well, we do so much for the ancestors and so much for the Orisha. Well, what we do for us? Well, we do a lot of these things. We do it for them so that in turn it can benefit us. Really, that's the purpose. Really.
So, I guess in closing, because we've been on here for a minute, yeah, we've been here for a minute. So, in closing, I want you to, for those who say, "Hey, I want to get in touch with my ancestors. I want to elevate my shrine. I want to get in touch. What can they do to get that cracking with Temple Lacey Ray, Egbe Gungun, out of Temple Lacey Ray? What can they do? How can they make it happen?"
The first thing to do is, you know, you have to build it in your mind and in your heart, and you have to want to make that connection there because once you do that, you start to see how powerful your ancestors are and how they will start to guide you down all the proper steps that you need to take and put you in the proper places to make the proper steps. As far as culturally, what we do is first thing you would do is you would create an altar in your house in a secluded area. It don't have to be confined or locked away, but a closet is good. Um, and you get your nice secluded area, set up a nice table, an altar for your ancestors, cover it with white cloth. You could write your family's names, your father's last name, your mother's last name, put one side, put one on the other side. And basically, I believe the father generally goes on the left, mother on the right, and put a nice glass of water there. Keep fresh water there. Keep candles lit. Nice fragrances like incense and things of that nature. Anything that you know ancestors like coffee, tobacco, liquor, different liquors, food. You can always cook foods for them that you know they like, and you can always just generally give them a small amount of whatever you eat. But basically, you doing this, and you start to go to the shrine, and you start to go there, and with the intention on building the energy of your ancestors to come into your life and to benefit your life and to help your life progress. And I'm off again. That's it.